Hey guys, Ash here from C4 ETech along with my co-host Sundar, and welcome to another episode of Ash Answers.
Ash Answers is a show where we answer the questions that you ask on Twitter using the hashtag AshAnswers.
But today we're gonna make an exception and start with a question that I came across on YouTube. I think this is the first time we're making that exception because it was a very interesting question, one I'm pretty sure a lot of you might be interested in. So one of our hottest videos recently has been the Mi TV 4 unboxing that we did, to which you could find a card here. So the question was HDR10 and Dolby Vision, what's the difference? Do you know what the difference is? Okay. So basically, most TVs that we see and all
Basically, they are different standards, right?
the different standards. Stop
you
guessing.
Okay.
You cannot.
I'm not
No,
guessing.
no, continue.
No, nothing.
No, continue,
Okay,
please.
then you can.
No, continue. You cannot play what on Dolby Vision?
As in, HDR processing is different.
Yep. So basically, Dolby Vision HDR10 is an open source standard that brands don't have to pay to implement, whereas Dolby Vision, they need to pay Dolby for that. And it's not like it's just royalties, it's more like, let's say LG pays for Dolby Vision on their TV. Then then Dolby optimizes content for that TV to make sure that the HDR performance is much better. So theoretically, Dolby Vision, if you buy a TV with Dolby Vision, it should be better than a TV with HDR10. But realistically, most Blu-ray players don't even support Dolby Vision, and there are very few movies, as in Blu-ray discs, that come with Dolby Vision support. One of the biggest, supporters for Dolby Vision, one of the biggest services that support Dolby Vision, one of the biggest. What's it gonna be?
So,
What hardware supports Dolby Vision?
as in,
Like what supports Dolby Vision and not HDR10? Apple TV 4K supports Dolby Vision, so we are looking.
and not HDR10.
HDR10, it would still run on HDR10, as in like HDR10 content. That's like an open source standard. So it's like we don't get a lot of content for it, but the content should start showing up now that Apple does support it, and that's that. And as far as phones go, there's only one brand that actually supported Dolby Vision, and again, guys, I am not 100%.
I think it's Sony.
No, LG did. LG did with I think the G6. I might be wrong. Take whatever I say after this point with a pinch of salt. I think it was only the G6 that supported Dolby Vision. Everything else has been HDR10, and most TVs are HDR10, not Dolby Vision.
Even most content we find
Is-
HDR10 stuff.
Yeah.
Even the ones that we downloaded to show on the unboxing.
Illegally?
Illegally?
No, legally, okay, whatever. That's all like HDR10. So that's the difference between HDR10 and Dolby Vision.
Don't you think launching Redmi Note 5 with Snapdragon 625 was a total waste? They could have gone with Snapdragon 435 or 425.
435 or 425, why would you want a worse chip on the Redmi Note 5? If you're saying from the standpoint of them going with something lower and saving, if you think you hate Xiaomi for launching it with 625, think of the amount of hate they would have gone if they'd put in a weaker chip. Hey guys, here's the new Note but with 435.
And moreover, I don't think it's bad since, like you said in the review, it's as an unboxing, right? Yeah, unboxing, it's a replacement to the Note 4 and not really an upgrade.
That's,
At the same cost, 9999 for the 332 variant, you get a better Note, right?
yeah, but see, I understand. See, Xiaomi has given an explanation that you can't really bash them for. So, well played, Xiaomi. But the reality is, I'm not all too happy with it, because if you look at it, the Redmi Note 5 is not really the Redmi Note 5. The Redmi Note 5 Pro is the Redmi Note 5. So now if you look at it, the Redmi Note 4 started at 9999 and the Redmi Note 5 starts at 13999. Xiaomi, after all their claims of we don't want to increase prices, have actually pumped up the prices very silently in a way that people wouldn't notice. So they still give the Redmi Note 5, but come on, 2 years back you gave us the Snapdragon 650. 2 years later you still expect us to use Snapdragon 625? As in, you're not gonna upgrade to that, right? No Redmi Note 4 user. You could upgrade to the Redmi Note 5. You shouldn't upgrade to the Redmi Note 5. You know what? I have a video coming up. So, okay, jokes apart. Yeah, the Redmi Note 5. You're not gonna be upgrading to the Redmi Note 5. So, it's just Xiaomi doing something a little, using their brains a little bit and pumping up costs without people actually noting it as such. Like if the Redmi Note 5 didn't exist and the Note 5 Pro was called the Note 5 and it launched at the prices it launched, people would be like, Xiaomi is slowly ramping up prices. So this is their way around it. Now, if you were thinking, how did they launch the Redmi Note 3 so cheap? That's because it came in a lot longer after it launched in China. And the same way, if you look at the Mi 3's price, which was super cheap, it also came in towards the end of its life cycle.
Yeah, and it came with a subpar camera, the Redmi Note 3 and even the 4.
Not the Redmi Note 3, I'm talking about the Mi 3.
Oh, Mi 3.
Yeah, and if you look at, what do you say now? If you look at Moto's launched a phone at a Xiaomi price, right? The Moto Z2 4 is coming at 30k. Yes, it's 35k, that's a 5k mod that they're giving with it, which means at least $1,500 cheaper. Let's see, 33, which is like cheaper than Xiaomi
Mi
price.
Mix 2, yeah.
Cheaper than the Mi Mix 2. It's cheaper. It's almost almost equal to the price of the OnePlus 5T. Why were they able to do it? Because they are again coming in at the end of the life cycle. 835s are gonna be called tier 2 chips now, because you've got the 845 coming in when? Next week, as early as next week. So 25th is supposed to be the launch of the Galaxy S9. Thank you, Samsung, for launching it on a Sunday, the one day that neither Sundar or I will be in the office. The one day. 24th is here, 26th I'm here. 25. Thank you. So anyway, that is, it is what it is. So now that we expect Xiaomi to bring things to India early, then the pricing, this is what they end up doing. So I understand their explanation, but I don't really like it personally.
Are you guys a fan of trap, hip-hop music, like the way you use Chuki Music's beats in your videos? Does anyone rap in the C4 ETech team?
Sundar does it. Sundar raps.
Yeah, I pick his
and
music tracks.
The reason why I started picking Chuki.
Yeah, you started it.
Okay. And for a long time it was allowed to be used only on my videos and not on Sundar's. I like Chuki beats a lot. Anyway, and by the way, the reason he picked this question is because if my question doesn't pick, I'm a blaming Sundar. That's the only reason. He's just trying to pull off a face turn.
Yeah.
But he will remain a heel in our hearts forever. So anywho, yeah, he raps. I just
Listen.
Yeah. You want to listen to him rap?
I don't rap. Even if I do, it's unbearable.
So you've tried at some point to know it's unbearable.
It should be.
Actually,
probably.
Shah Rukh does though. Shah Rukh does. Sundar has an awesome little video from about, I don't know, 6-7 years, audio from 6-7 years back. But I've been asking him for it for years now. It's not even 6-7, it's like 10 years back.
Yeah.
But then there's one funny little clip. If we ever find out and if Shah Rukh ever really pisses me off, we'll make that public.
Does Redmi Note 5 Pro come with fast charging? Because it's given as QC 2.0 on Xiaomi's website.
I don't know.
As in, the website has it. I just checked.
Okay.
Maybe because it's a 5V 2 amps adapter and
They're calling that
QC2's,
QC 2.0.
yeah, probably.
Probably because we didn't notice the charge times, and when we connected, it actually said quick charging. We thought that was a glitch. But the charge times are like 3.5 hours or something.
3.5 hours. Redmi Note 4 MediaTek version to Redmi Note 5 Pro upgrade, which is good. Redmi Note 5 Pro or Honor 9 Lite as secondary phone.
No, I was about to ask you to pick this guy's question. I think he's been around for a long time. Hey Vikas. MediaTek version to Redmi Note 5 Pro upgrade. Maybe. Maybe not though. Maybe. You could probably do it. Yes. But then, if the MediaTek version is running without any issues right now, I'd say give it one more generation.
Yeah.
because yes, the Redmi Note 5 Pro is good, but then like I explained at the start of this video, the Redmi Note Pro, my mouth, the Redmi Note 5 Pro is for all intents and purposes the real Redmi Note 5. So you're upgrading from Note 4 to Note 5, one generation upgrades, except if it's the G4 to G5. I generally don't say yes to it, so I wouldn't recommend it is what I'm trying to say. Which is good, Redmi Note 5 Pro or Honor 9 Lite as secondary phone? 5 Pro is 9 Lite is 5 Pro.
5 Pro, but as a secondary phone, you'd wanna carry.
Who has a phone?
No.
Okay, a compact phone.
Compact.
Yes.
You'd want
Build
it to
quality.
be light.
If you want something compact, then yeah, 9 Lite.
What's your ringtone? Curious.
Stock ringtone.
Stop.
Stock. And I hate it. Hello Moto. And it just drives me nuts. Why would I want to keep hearing Hello Moto? It drives me nuts. On the one phone that has a nice little speaker. Okay, if it had a crappy speaker, I'm fine with it. And then I'm in bed and then it's Hello Moto. I'm like, what was that now? So damn annoying.
Why don't you change it then?
I know I should. I probably should. I don't know, when was the last time I even said...
So Shark uses a Xiaomi, right now I'm using a Xiaomi, and if he also uses Xiaomi, then we'll all have the same ringtone.
Yeah, then I wouldn't know who to yell at when the phone goes off. That would be annoying. I need to change it. I'm trying to think of the last time I changed the ringtone on something. I think on the Pixel 2 XL I did. I love the Pixels. I spent the most time with the Pixels last year, as in almost a month or so. So I did change it. I'd probably change it today on the Z2 Force.
How's the speaker quality of Redmi Note 5 Pro? And will Redmi Note 4 receive face unlock feature, or it requires high resolution front camera?
The Redmi Note 4, I highly doubt it would get face unlock unless they make it a MIUI feature and they start talking about that as like MIUI. But I don't think so. Speaker quality of the Redmi Note 5 Pro is awesome. I'm not gonna play a sample here because we don't do that on our chances.
Is it actually better than the one on the Mi A1?
It is.
Okay.
It is. You did read my script, didn't you?
Yeah.
But the audio via... Stop making me spoil my videos.
Okay, I'm not...
Audio via the headphone jack is better on the A1. Redmi Note 4 face unlock, I highly doubt it because the Note 4... why? Because the Note 4 can theoretically support 4K video. They launched the Note 5 with 4K. Note 4 hasn't got 4K. If it gets 4K, then I think it would get face unlock.
YouTube Fanfest now in Chennai on March 4th. Excited? Your opinions?
We never get invites for this stuff. So... I don't know. We do our meetups.
What is that we went to last time? Creators.
Yeah. We went to something in Chennai last time.
I don't think that was Fanfest though.
No, not Fanfest. It was something.
Okay.
I don't know. We are like YouTube India's stepchild, the unwanted stepchild. So, hey, you wanna do something? Well, okay, that's the list. The C4 Tech. Okay, throw that out. Okay, who's next? Okay, we'll do it then. That's how YouTube India works. But then, I love YouTube. So, what do you do?
On Antutu, the Snapdragon 820 and 636 cores almost the same. Does that mean the 636 is as powerful as 820?
CPU wise, it might get close. GPU wise, not a chance.
Yeah, when I reviewed the Mi Note 3, I had told you guys that the 660 is almost
all these street vendors, they just wait for Ashance's cameras to start. As in the moment we hit record, there are like 5 of them waiting there. Hey, they've started recording. Go now.
So like I said in the Mi Note 3 review, the 660 chip is almost as powerful as the 820. And given that the 636 has the same Cryo 260 cores, but it's just underclocked by like what, 10 to 20%. So it must come close to the 820. The real life performance, how was it?
You're talking to me. The real life performance was absolutely fantastic, mind-blowing. I was like, am I using a Snapdragon 835? Probably is this the leaked Snapdragon 845? It's so fast and my fingers were like slower than... Okay, you know what, I'm just building up. It was fast.
Wait for the review.
Fast. The review, they don't have to wait for the review. The review is already live by the time they watch this.
Oh, yeah.
Review goes live a few hours after we shoot this. The video, Ashance's goes live 2 days after we shoot this.
Okay, then we can leave a card.
Okay, we can leave a card. But no, guys, jokes apart, it was fine. It felt fast. So, see, we've come to a point where you can't really just by using feel how much faster it is. Okay, so it's like 625 is like smooth, reasonably fast. Use the 835, you can see the difference. But anything in between, it becomes really difficult. 636, there was a noticeable. It was noticeably faster, but by how much, I can't really put that into terms. Theoretically, it's supposed to be 50% faster than the 625.
Do you think LG will move to stock interface in 2018?
Hell to the no.
When do you think they'll finally give up?
I don't think they would, because the entirety is LG's been working on their interface for way too long. Now it's like that. See, you guys, you need to think about it from a corporate standpoint, right? From a brand standpoint. For them, they've invested so much money into it, and there are people who've been in the company for years who are now in charge of the software. So for a guy who's been there for so many years needs to go up and say, hey, I think my entire thing failed, and I think you should fire me and put stock Android instead. And I don't see that happening, so I don't see LG moving to stock.
What's the use of buying the device with stock Android if the updates are not on time, especially Moto devices?
See, basically Sundar does not like anything going right for me. We just got out of the Moto blacklist and he wants me to say things. He's like, he knows seeing this question, he is not going to be able to resist saying, hey guys, that's what Moto does. There's nothing you can do about it. That is Moto, sorry. And then Moto's going to put us back on the blacklist. One phone. That is how long it lasted. Thank you, Sundar. And who's that? Thank you, buddy.
Hamid. Yes.
Yeah, Hamid, thank you. What did I ever do to you? It lasted all of 3 days. Cool.
What are my chances of winning the giveaway for the Redmi Note 5 Pro?
Take the number of entries you have and look at the total number of entries and divide it, multiply it by 100, and that's your percentage of chances.
I saw a lot of comments on YouTube in our Redmi Note 5 Pro video. I've entered a lot of giveaways. Giveaways are fake. I haven't won even one single giveaway.
Let's say you've entered 100 giveaways. There's like 70,000 people entering and there's one prize. So all we can do is keep doing more giveaways from time to time as and when we can afford to do so. And maybe you'd win one eventually, In
a span of over 10, 20 years.
100?
100.
I don't know. But then it is what it is. We can't give everybody a phone. Just think about it. Even Samsung can't give everybody a phone. And Samsung's like 100 million times richer than me. 5,000 times richer than Sundar, but still.
Are you gonna watch Black Panther? And are you a fan of Marvel or DC?
Okay, read my lips. If I'm gonna watch a show, I will never tell you. I'm not gonna name series. There are like 2 series I wanted to watch that I can't really even watch right now because I know spoilers about it. I don't even know the characters in the series, but I know whose name is gonna die.
Which one?
I'm not gonna say it.
The series name at least?
Exactly, I'm not gonna say it.
Okay.
I don't want more spoilers. I'm trying so hard to forget it so that I can actually watch it. So, comedy series, I'll tell you. I watched one day at a time. I'm watching Young Sheldon. That's fine. You spoil anything for it, it's still fine. Modern Family. That's what I'm watching
Young
right now.
Sheldon is like a prequel to Big Bang Theory?
Yeah. It's fun. I didn't expect it to be good. But then it's like, it's nice. That's what I keep watching every day when I have lunch. He gets 1 hour lunch, he gives me 20 minutes lunch. In which time he interrupts me 3 times.
Why don't you do a video like
Marvel or DC was another question. Answer people's questions properly. Stop discriminating.
I started the answer with Marvel.
And what about you?
Did he ask me? I'm neither, dude. I
He's
used to be
neither.
a DC fan, and then I stopped watching DC. Why don't you do a video like a day with the Honor 7X or 9 Lite or any other camera-centric phones like you did for the Honor 6X? It would be good to see it.
Yes, it's just a hell a lot of work. And we need to have time to do it. What time have you been leaving office?
9, 10.
What time have you been coming in?
8:30.
Huh?
8:30. Today I came in at 7:50, so I'm like averaging.
Okay, because he's late by like 5 to 10 minutes every day. And I'm like coming in around 9ish, and I've been leaving by around 7 to 8. Yesterday I left at 9, so I left after him, an hour after him. But then I leave on average a little earlier than him, but I work Sundays. He doesn't. I work last Sunday. So we just don't have the time with it was either do different videos. So we wanted to do a lot of videos like that, to be honest. That was the reason for the concept. We wanted to do a lot of videos like that. We wanted to do like a day in my life kind of videos. We wanted to do more of the beginner tips and tricks kind of videos. We wanted to do a lot of videos like it. And we also we also wanted to do PC builds. So right now we are focusing on getting that started, at the same time improving efficiency. But as of now, there's only so much we can do within this space. Once we move to the bigger space, which should happen end of March, early April, instead of giving you a random time now, I'm telling you like months and stuff. End of March, early April. But once we move there, then I really think we should be able to do more different kind of videos, like things that require a lot more time, like a day with the Honor 6X style videos. We'd really like to do it though.
How bulky is actually the Moto Z24s with the power mod? Any comparison with OnePlus 5T and Honor View 10?
It's a lot bulkier. If you wanted an exact millimeter thickness, Sundar would answer it because he picked it.
I have no idea.
Then why would you pick it?
I don't know. Did it feel very bulky?
It felt a little bulky. It felt like using a what would you say? Using a Galaxy S5 with an OtterBox case. That's the last time I used an OtterBox case. So it felt like,
Mi Max 2.
No, Mi Max 2 is like...
That's like huge.
That
feels different.
No, with Mi Max 2, it's not how heavy thickness, it is that hurts me. It's not the thickness either. It's just the fact that my hand has to go like this to hold it. You know, it's like when I'm talking like this, after a while, my hands start getting tired. My hand starts getting tired. It feels a little awkward. And of course, all the looks from people going... I mean, they look at me like that, and then they pick out their tab and start talking. That's weird. But anyway, so it isn't, I wouldn't call it very bad, because end of the day, the good thing about the mod is that you're not going to use it for more than an hour and a half. When your phone's about to die, you put it in an hour and a half, it tops you off, take it, throw it in a charger, plug it into a power bank, whatever. You're just using that thin phone. So I'm going to be traveling now, not for MWC, and I've been like all morning, I'm like, what should I take with me? The Z24s, the Pixel 2 XL, the Note 8. I can't take the iPhone 10 because Sundar is taking it. I would have normally taken the iPhone 10 because I like smaller phones, and it's got selfie portraits, and it is the one phone we don't use for anything in the office. Sundar is not allowed to touch it. But right now
unfortunately,
he cried through a tantrum that he wouldn't go to MWC if I didn't give him the iPhone 10.
I said I'd take the Pixel 2 with me.
No. You said you wanted the Note 8 and the iPhone 10.
Note 8.
Let the record state he cried for the
XL.
iPhone 10. He threw a tantrum. He threatened to never show me his Jaguar. I mean, it's not about letting me drive it. It's like I won't even show it to you. If you look at it, you might think of driving it someday. You know, someday when you earn like 100 times more and become 10% as rich as me, maybe you can buy a Jaguar that a rich guy attitude came in. So basically, I can't take it. And I was actually contemplating maybe let me take the Z24s, because most of the times I'm going to use a super slim phone, and maybe I'll drop it a couple of times. I don't drop phones, but then even if I did, it would be fun.
By any means, can we play Amazon Prime Video on newly launched Mi TV?
I think you can, can't you? It's still Android, guys.
Yeah.
Would you like to see a detailed video of what you can and cannot do with the smart interface on the TV? Like I said in the review, I'm not going to be focusing on the smart interface much, but it seems like quite a few of you have wanted to know more about it. So if you want to know more about the smart interface, let us know in the comments below. We'll try to get a dedicated video for that done. So it's Android. To answer your question, it's Android. You can sideload an APK, and Prime Video should work.
Will Mi A1 get EIS in future update, as Redmi Note 5 Pro, which is a mid-range phone of Xiaomi, has EIS, whereas Mi A1 is upper mid-range phone and it doesn't have EIS.
How is it mid-range, upper mid-range?
Both are
priced
upper
the same.
mid-range.
They price the same. But what he meant to say is probably Mi is an upper line and Redmi is up. So I highly doubt it will though, because Xiaomi's like sold the phones. It's not like priority anymore.
So not a marketable.
Yeah, so I highly doubt it would get EIS, because if it gets EIS, it's gonna compete with their Redmi Note 5 Pro, which I don't think they'd want it to do, because it's already quite good.
Snapdragon 636 clocked at 1.8 GHz on Redmi Note 5 Pro versus Snapdragon 630 clocked at 2.2 GHz on Moto X4. Performance.
Yeah, it's going to be the 636 because the 630 still uses A53 cores, whereas the 636 uses Cryo 260, which is much faster, which is better for performance. So,
what's the next biggest, or what would be the best innovation in mobile photography?
Yeah, Sundar.
Whatever Samsung is going to be doing this time.
I
don't know what exactly they're
So basically, his brain said whatever Apple is doing this time.
I don't know. I have no idea.
Did a search
there
and
are no leaks about the iPhone X2 or 11 or something.
Will they call it an iPhone 10-1? If it's an X1.
I don't know.
10
So I trust Samsung for cameras because they've nailed that department.
So basically, on Ashantos, Sundar basically has his brain says something. He's got a filter that does a search and replace of Apple with Samsung. Alright, so whenever he says Samsung, you should understand that his brain, the thought originated as Apple. So anywho, coming back, I don't know. Samsung's probably gonna do variable apertures, what we've been hearing, and I don't see that taking off really well, because at least they'll market the crap out of it, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people will buy into it. Maybe we'd even like it, but realistically, aperture changes in that smaller sensor, I know it's going to be 1.5 and 2.4. It wouldn't be
1.4, I guess.
1.5.
1.5 on the S9 and 1.4 on the S9 Plus.
I highly doubt it though.
Rumors.
I highly doubt they're going to use different sensors.
Okay, yeah, makes sense.
So, and given that they already tested it on a different phone, whatever. So, I'm guessing they might. It on that smaller sensor, it might not make a huge difference, but then maybe it does. Who knows? That could be one. But me personally, I just like seeing larger sensors and.
Nokia 1020.
Not. I mean.
That huge.
Not that huge, but then. Technology has advanced, something like that. I want to see not more megapixels, but larger sensors and better pictures overall. Use with all the AI functionality of the 845, maybe help that to make cleaner images and whatnot.
With Nokia 7 Plus set to be the next Android One phone with an 18:9 display and dual camera setup, will this be the phone to make Nokia great again?
If it's going to be priced anything like the Nokia 7, I highly doubt it. But if it's going to be priced like let's see, it's the 7, there's the 8, this is the 7 Plus. If it's priced like the 7, if it's priced like the 8, then yay, we might be happy with it. So I don't think it's gonna turn Nokia around, but then HMD Global's been doing well, right? They're currently ranked number 11 in the world, and that's within a year of making a comeback, resurrecting a brand to be ranked number 11. That's a huge thing. They don't even have a great presence.
Is it number
in India.
11 or they're bigger than 10 big brands?
No, it's number 11.
Okay.
So, yeah.
I think they also came up with a list of 10 brands they've outgrown so far.
Okay. Was HTC on the list?
Of course.
Has Micromax outgrown HTC?
I don't know.
I think so. Lada?
Probably.
Infinix? Blueboo? GIU? Doogie?
Thoughts on Moto sending you guys a review?
I want to see how many. What were the sales figures? Doogie Mix 2 and HTC's last flagship. I want to know which sold more. If we had access to sales records, what do you guys think would have sold more? Doogie Mix 2 or the last HTC flagship?
Thoughts on Moto sending you guys a review unit? Surprised?
I was. Actually, when someone from Moto was supposed to come meet us, and I was like, okay, maybe I didn't even know that they were going to come give us a review unit. Then I was talking to Ranjit, And then Ranjit was like, yeah, dude, I think they're flying now to give you a unit. I'm like, yeah, really? How? Why? What? And then I called them up like, yeah, why else am I coming there? I'm like, okay, makes sense. Now it sounds really stupid. But when you spoke to me, I didn't even know. Yeah. Hearing this term a lot these days, embargo. What does a YouTuber get if he breaks the embargo? Okay, that hurts. I should have done it on him. Hindsight's 2020. But yeah, basically you're not allowed to break embargo. It's the brand doesn't want you to go live till a certain point. And if a YouTuber breaks that embargo, the brand will have repercussions. Like Asus at one point tried to force a 50 lakh penalty. That was not, they couldn't really force it. I mean, it was like weird. But these days brands just threaten you to make you take down the video and re-upload it. If you see a YouTuber post a video at a launch event and then as in at an embargo time and then immediately delete it and re-upload it after half hour or something, that's basically a sign that they've broken embargo and the brand has made them do it. In other cases, the brand might stop sending them units. It's basically you agree, you give your word, you sign and say that we won't do something and then you go ahead and do it. That's being a dick. So that is what an embargo is. So we generally set it as schedule the videos and forget about it. It kind of gets confusing when brands sometimes say you can't release your video till the price goes live. Okay, and then is it like when the price is shown on screen, or is it when he opens his mouth and says price, or is it when the final price, as in the price part is passed? So those are times where it gets a little confusing. But overall, it's just generally most brands do give you a solid timing, like 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, whatever. So that's when you see us stray from our regular, 3 and 7 that we love so much when we release videos. Instead of doing it at a 12 noon or a 12 in the night. That was the OnePlus 5T that expired at 12 in the night. So we had to push a video out then. So that's when you see, hey, all YouTubers are uploading at the same time. It's not, it's just the embargo lifting. That is what an embargo is.
How does Sundar reply to comments before they are actually posted? How did this happen?
When, guys,
it's the software.
No, you and I don't understand this. It is the software. Really, it's the software. I've been trying to justify, lie to you all. First off, here's an apology. I've been lying to everybody saying there is no software. Okay, this is what I felt at the start. If everybody knew about how rich he was, that he has his own customized softwares and stuff, people might not really give him a chance, just dismiss him with his, rich guy attitude and stuff. So I tried really hard to make it look as if there wasn't a software, but reality is he's got a customized software that only one person in the world has, and it's like so expensive to make that others can't even see it, which is why I have not seen it. It's kind of invisible.
You do realize that even the times when you were denying it, and there were people who actually believed it.
And the computers where the computer he uses it with, that is also an invisible computer that he built with his rich guy money. So again, I don't even see that happen. And one of the perks of the software is that you can see up to 120 seconds in the future. I mean, they do mention it as 120, but in real-time usage, that's in theory. Practically, you get about 105 seconds. That's what he says. So he managed to visualize what was being said, and he posted his comment. Okay. That's the stupid explanation. The real explanation is he probably replied to the next comment below that, and this popped up on top. That YouTube does that sometimes.
Are you going to Barcelona?
I really wanted to, because I don't get a chance to go to a lot of places, so I wanted to do it. But then again, Sundar to never let me drive the Jaguar. And
you want to drive a Jag to Barcelona?
Not to Barcelona. I want to... whatever. He already comes in late, and he threatened that he wouldn't let me drive the Jag, and that's fine. That I'm totally cool with. I don't have lofty ambitions. One of my friends let me drive his auto, and I'm totally happy with that. Though my knees keep jamming into it. That's a different story. The point is, you guys loved the Mi TV4. You did, didn't you? That video wouldn't have happened because he threatened to break the Mi TV if I didn't let him go to Barcelona. So he's like, Okay, you
How
know
do you
what?
come up with
I'm like,
all-
I want to go to Barcelona. Dude, I was like, hey, they're sponsoring us. ASUS, thank you. ASUS is sponsoring us. We're going to Barcelona. And Sundar's like, we? I'm like, no, me. And he's like, no. I'm like, dude, I just spoke to them. No, I'm going. I'm like, why? Me TV is there. Do you want accidents to happen? You know my catchphrase, accidents do happen. I mean, do you think anybody will blame me? Anybody will say it was voluntary? The entire world knows I dropped phones. I dropped a TV. It's bigger. People will believe me. And then I said,
People
okay.
watching this episode will actually believe that I'm the boss and you're an
That's
employee.
close to reality. That's how it works. Okay. That's how it works. He gets paid more than I do.
No.
Yes, he does. I get paid 82 rupees. Actually, I don't. I get paid like 5 rupees if he's making 83 rupees. That's the real ratio. So anyway, so you guys, I had to sacrifice my Barcelona trip, let him go, because I wanted to give you guys the Me TV video. That is what it is.
Why don't you give the option to your fans, followers to buy the devices you plan to sell after your review?
Sundar doesn't want me to. Sundar handles all the sales, guys. I'm being super serious. He handles sales. These kind of questions need to go to Sundar.
Just mail us at sundar@c4atech.com and we'll talk about it. We actually sold a Mi Note 3 and a Mi 5C to one of our followers.
Awesome.
Your opinions on broadband FUP policy?
It's called the F user policy for a reason. I hate it.
That bad these days?
These days it's not that bad.
Yeah.
But you remember when Airtel was marketing
8G.
live streaming video, unlimited live streaming video. Okay, what's my FUP? 2 GB. I say, what now? 2 GB, 2000 MB, sir. So,
These days it's more like...
These days it's better, definitely. CherryNet doesn't have a FUP. Hathway has insanely high FUPs. I can't exhaust
1,500 gigs.
Yeah,
right?
ACT gives options. I mean, I'm only streaming these days and I don't try to restrict myself, but we never go above a cap. We have a second ACT connection here, which we haven't used in ages because U Broadband started with a 200 GB FUP and they're now at 500 or 1 TB.
700, I guess.
700, I don't know. We don't even care about the FUPs anymore right now with these providers. With Airtel we do because Airtel sucks. And sadly we'll have to use Airtel because they've paid off the society guys in the new place. It's like an Airtel exclusive. Other ISPs are not allowed. Is that even legal? I don't know. It's like the new office, the place. Airtel is only allowed inside. ACT, I've been talking to those people for like 2 months. They're just not let inside the gated community. So that sucks. Had I known it in the first place, I would have actually reconsidered the house. I hate Airtel that much. So guys, those are all the questions that Sundar's super expensive software picked for today's episode of Ash Answers. And given all the fun we've had here and everything, all the truths that I've brought to light this time, I highly doubt Sundar would let me be here next week. So if you don't see me next week,
even if I
you know who to
do,
blame.
He's
And
traveling.
not really.
He is.
No. So if I'm not here next week, you all know who to blame.
We'll do a live action. Both
so-
the Ash. Okay, we cannot do a
Both the
Ash
Answers.
We
We
actually tried it.
Yeah, both the video works only on a personal YouTube account, not on a C4atech account. And even then, how would you do a bothi?
We cannot record. That's what I realized. The
I'm
moment
somewhere
after-
else, and then like, okay, who's on the other side? Knock knock. So anyway, guys, that's it. If you hated this video, you know what to do. If you did like it, go ahead, give it a thumbs up. And for all of those going, hey, you had so much fun in this video and you did not do a lot of tech stuff, watch out for all the other videos that we upload in the week. Just skip Ash Answers. Ash Answers is for those people who really like our content. We want to connect with these people who watch it and who like those videos, and we want to give a little bit of insight into the people who are behind the scenes, who have been working on the videos, a little bit of us more than tech, because 6 days a week we bring you all tech. Here there's still gonna be tech, but it's still a lot of fun. So time for us, instead of me going So why the hell did you break that phone to Sundar? Here's me laughing with Sundar. It's me having fun. This is about the only time we get to do that, because all the other time it's more of Sundar saying, no, I won't do this, no, I won't do that, no, you can't do this, you can't do that. Why haven't you written your script yet? Why haven't you done this yet? Okay, I'm gonna shoot this, so you need to wait for me to do it. Hey, I know you said we need to do this, but no, I decided not to. Sundar making decisions and me trying to catch up to it. So this is Ash Answers. Imperfections and all. We don't claim to be perfect. We don't want to be perfect. We just want to be us. And if you like that, go ahead, give this video a thumbs up. If you're striving for some kind of unreal perfection, go ahead, give this video a thumbs down. If you haven't subscribed to C4 Tech yet, do that right now. And also turn on notifications. All those of you who are subscribed, turn on the damn notifications.
Just one click.
Yes, our step parents are really angry with us. They keep telling us you have very little people, very few people, not little people, few people who've turned on notifications. You suck. Help us prove them wrong. Turn on notifications. And I guess that's it for now. Thanks a lot for watching. Till next time.
This year is Sundar.
Along with the co-host. I am the co-host, Ash.
We are leaving for the moment.
Sorry, I didn't do it in sync.
Leaving for the moment.
And I've been told I'm not supposed to say leaving for the moment anymore, so I'm just supposed to sit silently when he says it, and I just need to do it in sync. Okay, I said it in public. I'm sorry. I can. Goodbye and good night. No, I'm gonna say, I know it's afternoon, morning, whatever. It's Kenny Omega's catchphrase. I love Kenny Omega. He's my favorite wrestler. So I'm gonna say goodbye and good night. And it's a tribute. I'm not ripping him off. It's out of respect.
Fair enough.
Guys, Sundar likes doing this thing called Patni Mein Sham.